Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching. You know, I paint a lot of paintings and people always ask me about my paintings, who's in my paintings and things like that. And I like to paint a lot of people that I know because I paint what I know and my friends is who I know the most. And different artists have different muses, like Pablo Picasso, he had several different muses as we all know, maybe a little bit too many. Salvador Dali had Gala. Who else was an artist who had a muse? Well, different artists were inspired by different things and different people in their life. Like Egon Schiele painted different people that he knew. So I like to paint people who I know. And one of the people who I've painted the most is my friend Romina and my friend Uriel. But the one that I have here, you'll have to find out once I bring them with my magic wand. I knew that it wasn't gonna be Uriel because this is a woman, not a guy. But anyway, this is my first painting that I did of you, Romina, and I remember I was paintings for a show that I did, my first solo art show actually in Houston, and I painted this for like 6 months, and I was really proud of it. And when I get to the show, they didn't even display because they didn't consider it good enough. So that kind of like upset me a little bit. So I brought it back and I reworked it, and added more things, and then I put it in a show here, and I won Best of Show actually. So the fact that it got rejected made me want to work harder on it. So if you ever get rejected, don't let that bring you down. You gotta work harder. So anyway, this is titled Soaring Thoughts, and it's of you. And what is your first, you've seen this before, but what is your impression of this painting?
Well, all the paintings that Romina has done of me are just like photos he'll randomly see, so I never know that.
Oh yes, this was you were in San Francisco with this.
Yeah. I was in San Francisco. This was like 5 years ago, I want to say. And this picture, I think I was sitting on a bus, or I was sitting on the subway in San Francisco.
I thought you were sitting like on the stairs somewhere, like on, I don't know, like.
Oh.
Like sitting on someone's porch or something on the steps.
Oh, can we cut it right there?
No, I'll let it in. It was in San Francisco.
I know. Oh, okay, yeah. No, okay. I remember what it was. I was sitting down on steps, and I think we were like by the seals or something, and my friend Kimberly, she took this picture of me, and I was like, well, no, but we did like a cool little Portland, San Francisco trip together. But yeah, the first time I saw it, it looked completely different than this. Like I guess after the art show, you added like texture by putting like pennies and all kinds of interesting things.
I turned it into a collage. It was not a collage back then. After it got rejected, and I turned it into a collage. Yeah,
but definitely like when I first saw any of these, I was completely shocked, and I was like, okay, that's crazy, but very, very flattering. Because he definitely chooses not the most flattering photos that I would consider of myself, but he must see something that he really likes about a facial expression, or
you know, and I made this Soaring Thoughts because in this photograph it looks like you're thinking about something, and like your thoughts are soaring, and that's why there's a birds in the background. And I think when people think in their mind, because in my mind I'm always thinking about like certain people, certain extracurricular activities, sometimes about work and things like that. So I feel like that's when people are in deep thought, it always is something about one of those things. Alright, now let's go to the next painting.
Do I have lipstick on my teeth?
Yes, you do. This is the second painting I did of you, and this painting is titled Everywhere But Near. And this painting I did for a show because one of the galleries where I live, they always have a theme show, and the theme show was about like architecture. I'm like, I'm not gonna draw a house. Like that's just not me, or drawing places. So I thought, I picked, once again, I want a photograph of you, and it's so funny that I picked the images that I picked, because a lot of these images, architectural images that you see, are from places from Spain, and your grandma lived in Spain for several years, and a lot of them are from Southeast Asia, where you just came from not too long ago. So that now it's a lot more fitting, because you see the architecture here of the Asian places, and then mixed in with the places in Spain. So what are your thoughts about this one?
This one I thought was cool. This is when I went through like a 2-year phase of having red hair. Actually, the other one I had red hair for, the next 3 I'll have red hair. But this one, I remember being at a bar in Austin for like some charity event, and there was like a photographer there, and they were taking pictures, and they actually caught one where I wasn't looking and I didn't look stupid, and I remember I posted it, and I mean, it came out beautiful. Like I really liked the way you did like the denim shirt that I was wearing, which I don't fit into anymore.
Well, I don't fit into a lot of things either.
But I like the way you like pulled in the red lips, red hair, because I love red lips. And
what do you think about the way I do the skin? Because your skin's obviously not purple and all these colors.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just like you use peach and purple, and even though it's like not realistic, if you look at the photo, especially from further away, like it still, you know, pulls together like the colors and features of the face, even without using like traditional colors.
All right, now let's go to painting number 3. And this one is titled Last Thing on Her Mind.
This is a rough patch for us.
This was a little rough patch. And as you can see in her head, it's all about consumerism and like fashion and other things.
Because I'm a consumer who just
but
has
you know
a
what?
fashion obsession.
I think all of us get into this sort of consumerism and like wearing the latest clothes, the latest shoes, the latest trends, and sometimes we forget about what's really important, especially out in the world, what happens, current events and things like that. I mean, there are people in different places who really have it hard and don't have consumerism in their minds like we do. So, I mean, it kind of touches on that, but then as you get into like, you know, world hunger and animal torture and just poverty, at the very, very bottom is me. Because I felt that I was the last thing on your mind. The moment I painted, the time I painted this. And then I also added Sagittarius, because I know that's, you're a Sagittarius, and I know that you like the Orion, which I later tattooed after this painting, so I have that on my back. And then this is you with, you were at an event too also when this picture was taken.
Hot, and I was like sweating, and I remember that day I had blisters because I had just bought some new shoes, of course. And
Consumerism.
right. And I think Ramon and I's friendship has gone through a lot of different highs and lows.
Like everybody else's.
Right. So I remember when I saw this outline, at that time he definitely chose a very unflattering side profile view that I know that I have. Like made my nose actually look smaller out here than it does in, I feel like it originally did. You made it like really like massive. It made me look like a witch almost. Because I think you thought I was a witch at that time. But I think Molly was in this picture too.
Yeah, there was somebody else in this picture which I cropped out.
But I mean, I like the message that it has behind it, and I think there is different times where things are important, and I'm actually at a point in my life where like all the material things are like really gone, and I've got the chance in the last year to really focus on things that are important to me and, you know, what I need to be happy. But it was an interesting time in both of our lives, I think, when you did this picture.
My favorite part about this painting is your dress that you're wearing.
Yeah, that was like a little jean dress that had the stomach thing open that I can't probably wear now. But,
but you know what? As you've noticed so far, all the paintings have been based on photographs, and that I can't just paint out of my mind and things like that, but I always like to have like a reference point, and I always go by photographs. So everything that you see and that you will see has been a photograph. So now it's for the 4th and final painting. So this is the 4th and final painting, and this painting I started painting after I had gone to a Henry Matisse art show in San Antonio, and Henry Matisse's paintings are all about bold stroke, bright color, and his paintings, the people he painted, they weren't, like if you look at it, they weren't very well painted. Like the lines were sloppy, and there was nothing skilled about it. The main focus about it was the color, the subject matter,
a lot of texture.
And the textures too. So when I came back from this, from his show, I thought, wow, I was really impressed by the color and the way he utilized paint, because I'm always stressing about getting things right, and his painting, like, everything felt like it wasn't about what he was painting, it was more about the line and the color and things like that. So I came out like, what should I paint? Like, I'm really inspired by Henry Matisse, what can I do? So then I went back to I Know Best. I said, well, I'm used to painting Romina, let's go back and let me scroll through her Facebook and see what pictures that she has that I like. And then I ran across this photo of her dancing with her boyfriend Trevor. So this is her, you can't really see her, but you see Trevor in this I don't think Trevor is blonde.
He's not.
He's not blonde, but it went with the background, and like I cut things, and all of this is cut and put on here, and then these is like jean pieces. So if you were to touch, there's a lot of texture going on, but I really enjoyed painting this just because of the texture things I added, and I love painting his outfit and her dress.
Yeah, his collar has cloth on it. I don't know if I ever noticed that.
So what are your thoughts about this one?
This one's cool. This one was a surprise because this was like 2 years ago, actually, to this month. And this was the first time I went back home to Colorado with my boyfriend to meet his family, and it was his cousin. They were getting married, and we were dancing at the wedding.
And this was a black and white photograph, but I decided to add color.
Yeah, it was a black and white photograph, and you just kind of like brought it to life with the textures and the color. But this painting makes me smile because it's like a very happy day for me.
Speaking about smiles, I'm horrible at painting teeth, so like I've never painted teeth prior to this. Like I always paint people with their mouth closed because teeth for me are very hard. So this was my first attempt at teeth.
Little triplets.
Yeah, but you know, he's smiling, he's not exposing his full grin. So, but yeah, I feel like the hair, this is not his hair, his beard is definitely not this dark. But hey, it was not about portraying things as they were, but it was more about the color and things like that.
Yeah, and this one's really beautiful too. Also with red hair.
Red hair.
Never gonna go back to red hair, but we have lots of memories documented of my redhead days.
Yes. So now, I want you to pick your favorite one.
I would say my favorite.
This is your favorite one.
I think this was, well, one, because it's the most beautiful. I think the way you did, like, I don't know, when I look at like the detail you did with here, it looks like watercolors almost, like dripping, and you didn't paint all of it. Like there's still some white in the background. And it's kind of like the top part right here is like really reminiscent of like sketching. But then, like, just the color, it's just original, it's different. I like how you did all the architecture stuff, and this is very structured, like the way you did it. But still, like, somehow really lifelike also. But yeah, I just love the colors. And
this is one of my favorites too also, and my students love this painting because I've had it displayed in my classroom. But what I love about this painting is that the background that I picked was just unconsciously, and later after I did it, then I thought, hey, this really makes sense because a lot of these monuments are from Spain, where your grandma lives, and all these monuments from East Asia, where you traveled this last summer. So now it makes total sense. It's almost like this painting predicted part of your life.
And then
What did you say?
Spain. I would say so.
Yeah. Alright guys, well thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you Romina for being here and going through all your paintings, and hopefully there'll be some more with some more paintings that don't have red hair. So please, if you like, make sure to like down there, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share, and leave your comments below, and until next time, and thank you so much. Adios.